All right, what's up, guys? We are back here filming in the man cave. All right, for episode 19, we're going to be talking about Snake Eyes.
Yep.
And how I didn't like that, and you said it was an okay movie. And then we're going to be talking about Jungle Cruise. And then we're also going to mention a little bit that now that we're streaming now. I know we mentioned it a little bit beforehand that we planned on streaming, and now that I finally just bit the bullet and got myself a brand new headset and stuff. So, and then hopefully we're going to have like the camera set up and do cool POVs and stuff like that, so you can see what's going on and, you know, just have a good time. So if you're interested in that, just check out check us out on Twitch.
Twitch.tv/PassThePopCulture.
Yep, there we go. And then, of course, you just heard my co-host Fen.
Hello.
All right, so I guess we'll jump into it. What do you want to talk about first?
Let's talk about Jungle Cruise.
Jungle Cruise,
you said
okay.
You had a lot to talk about Snake Eyes.
Yeah.
Which I don't know what you could talk about with that movie, but Jungle Cruise, did you like it?
It was good. It was okay.
Okay.
Like it's like the benchmark of what Disney movies are. It doesn't do anything particularly special to me, but it doesn't like disappoint. But I think it didn't really convince me to want to watch all the new Disney movies like Cruella and all that stuff, or DeVille, or what was the last one?
Cruella, yeah, with Emma Stone.
Yeah, so it didn't really convince me to go and like want to watch like the remakes or any of the stuff like that. It didn't convert me. It just only kind of been like, yeah, it's been meh. Like I'm not a Disney fanboy. I've never been.
Yeah, it's very interesting how you don't like or most Disney movies.
No,
so, I mean. Like, what did you not like about Jungle Cruise that makes you just go, it's all right?
I think it's generic.
Okay.
It's pretty generic. I think it kind of follows the same like storyline that a lot of these like adventure movies are. It's like, you know, you have some kind of like how do I word it, like kind of like a arrogant main character, I guess. Like, no shade to like the actress or anything. It's just a lot of these characters, they're written to be very like me. It's all about the like, we have to get there, all about the adventure. It doesn't matter what happens along the way. And then it's just it's usually the same thing over and over again. There's usually some straight man or cowardly character, and then, you know, that was the brother, which I'm glad at least, you know, they made him kind of like stronger at the end, where like, okay, he could fight back. But you know, it's like it just gets kind of, for me, like, it's just like, okay, these stories, they fall into like the same rhythm a lot of the times. The main character, the main adventurer, they usually only have like a handful of personalities. They're either, you know, like some smart, witty, charming dude, or they're like, you know, it's like usually just like a handful of characteristics for these characters that I think it doesn't leave a lot of room for like the adventure genre. Not that I don't like it. Indiana Jones is always good. You know, the movie is good. It's not bad.
It kind of reminded me of Indiana Jones.
Yeah, or the Mummy and stuff like that. Like it's like these these adventure movies, they kind of follow the same pace, and they're good for what they are. Yeah. Like there's only so much like, you know, room to grow in this genre. I mean, everything's been done for the most part. So it's not I'm not expecting this to be some like riveting new movie based on the Disney, like, you know, theme park, you know. I just don't. It just, to me, it's like, like I'm not sure if like the whole Disney magic thing doesn't work for me. I don't know. I
don't think it does.
I don't. I grew up with Disney. I watched Disney. I liked the movies, especially when I was a kid, the Disney Channel stuff and all that. But Disney's never been like a place that I've really liked. Okay. Per se. So I'm coming from like a hater's perspective. So it's like no, but if you like it, you know, I'm like, okay, like it doesn't really affect me whether you like it or not. I mean, I'm not going to fight anyone on it.
I think the reason, like, okay, for like just who I went with, my mom and Mercedes, I think the reason we liked it like a little bit more than you is because we are Disney fans and like
Disney fanatics.
Not fanatics. Okay, you're right. Yeah, maybe we are. But like if you go to, you know, Disneyland and you go on the actual ride Jungle Cruise, I think that's probably why we liked it more, because when we're watching the movie, at least for me, it's like
you see the connections.
I see the connections, like when he's throwing out like his luggage, that's like, that's on the ride, and like how The Rock is like joking, like all those jokes are also on the ride. Yeah, like where he does the waterfall. I was like, I hate it on the ride, but I hate it in the movie as well. But it's still
like
funny.
The hippopotamus part.
Yeah, like that's also on the ride.
I recognize a little bit of it, and then I also could infer like, okay, I'm assuming when he was giving the ride to everyone that it was kind of based. I mean, the movie's based on the ride. I'm assuming they were gonna
That's why I liked it. Like that whole I was like dying. I don't know why. Maybe it's just because The Rock and I.
The movie was funny. I think the part that was the funniest to me, I'm not sure if it was meant to be funny, is that I know The Rock's supposed to be like Skipper or Skippy or whatever it is.
Yeah.
And you just see some like grown 6'4" like behemoth of a man and like these little like lad kind of like get up like, oh look, I'm just.
He does not look like a skipper.
I was like, okay, dude, like. And then I don't know, I just thought it was kind of funny when he had his conquistador like costume on. Like you could totally tell the beard was just
and his hair. I'm like,
I was like,
there's a reason you're bald.
Yeah, I'm just like, you look good bald. Just take it as a win.
That was
no, I just thought like it was kind of fun. The movie was funny. I think yeah, like I can be. I mean, if I wanted to, I can be super cynical about the movie and be like, blah 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 blah, whatever. But I don't think there's need to be cynical about it.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I can trash it, but it's just like, why? Like, it's doing what it's meant to do.
Yeah, it was your, like you said, a basic adventure movie. You know, here's your objective, go get it. Literally, here's the map for it. And it's like, I mean, I'm okay with those movies.
I like, you know, I did like the twist that he was Francisco.
Yeah,
but you know, Francisco, like, you know, I didn't really like catch it but I was just mainly kind of like just like watching it.
Even though, because I do know, because like Mercedes says the whole like the storytelling of like his backstory was kind of confusing, and like she said that the music was kind of unnecessary, like when they're doing the storytelling. And I know, because even when we're talking about it, is like I think the backstory of his character is that he was adopted, right?
Yes.
And then his brother had a daughter who died. Right?
So he was in Algiers, right? So that's like North Africa, I believe. So it seems like what happened is that, from my understanding, is that he got adopted because his father was a mercenary, and one of his mercenary friends, I guess, adopted him into his family.
Okay.
So
that's why he's a prince, because he said they call him Prince, I think.
Oh, okay. No, I don't.
Unless you're saying that it was Prince with somebody else, but that's where I got kind of confused.
No, okay, because the backstory did kind of confuse me a little bit, because I know my brother was like, "Wait, what?" Like, and I think it just kind of it did kind of like wait, like I think they did that part too quick, but I think they knew like they had to loosely connect it, because it wasn't really like, how do I word it, like to get to that point of the story. I already felt like it was like, oh, we need to come up with a backstory real quick for like a reason why. Yeah. And then they didn't want to write themselves in a corner, so they just like, oh yeah, he was like some
he just happened to be adopted
and adopted, and then so I think I mean, it served its purpose. I mean, nobody really cares, right? Like they just care more about what's going on.
So
you
found it confusing too.
I found it confusing, and my brother was confused too.
Yeah, that's the one part I didn't like. I mean, it wasn't bad, but it's just like
I felt like the movie only really became enjoyable about halfway through. I think the first part was a good setup, but I think the movie really kicked in through the middle part. My favorite part, well, actually, we already are in spoiler territory here, so like we don't really. If you're
I'll say spoiler
to this,
on the title.
But yeah, like we'll put spoilers, because I think we should have done that in the first place. I mean, but anyway, so my favorite part was when they get captured by the native tribes. And then so they're like translating and everything, and then they're like. And I was like, oh, I wonder how they're going to get out of this. I did like that subversion, because that is a fairly common trope. And so that was probably my favorite part of the movie, when they were in that little town. I thought it was cool. Honestly, the set pieces were nice. I really enjoyed how like the trees were there, and then you got the river, and then you had the all the homes up there and everything. I thought that was interesting. I did like it.
It's filmed in Georgia.
Really?
So it's like, man, Georgia has...
Well, they have swamps and stuff, I think, right?
Yeah, but it's like, that's some nice looking swamps.
Okay. And then, I mean, I thought it was pretty good, like most of the stuff.
Yeah, I mean, my mom really liked it. She gave it a 9.
Oh, really?
And I was like, oh, okay, because we came in expecting the movie to be like not amazing but good, because like I think Mercedes gave it a like 7.
Okay, I would
say
that's
before the
fair.
movie, and after the movie, she also said 7 still. And then I said, like, yeah, it's probably going to be a 7, 7.5. And I was like, I give it an 8. Okay. Just because, like, that humor, it got me good.
But I think a lot of the movie is carried by The Rock's charisma.
Yeah. And I mean, I wouldn't say that. I think the chemistry between The Rock and Emily Blunt was, like, spot on.
It was good.
I'm not talking about the chemistry like in the movie, but like the actors' chemistry,
how they bounced off each other. Yeah,
it's that sounds weird, but like the characters, I didn't feel like they should have been in love. Like I did agree with Mercedes when she said that, and it's like I don't think they had to have a love story.
I think the problem is like, especially with what Disney does. Again, it's a generic movie.
Yeah, like
they have to throw in that love, a romantic subplot.
Yeah, I don't.
And I you see, like to me personally, I am a little tired of the romantic subplot sometimes. It's just because it's just like I don't know. I don't understand why she can't just be an adventurer and then he just be like. And I feel like again the main character, she was kind of selfish to be like, no, you need to live, and then so that we can be together. And I'm like, oh, okay, well, I mean the guy lived for 400 years.
He's like, I guess.
and it wasn't. Yeah, he was like, it's been a long, lonely 400 years, I guess. And, you know,
I mean, the movie would have been totally fine without the love. I think.
I think it would have been better that he would have sacrificed himself. I personally think because then it would have shown like okay, like
he was actually nice and kind and
yeah, and I don't know. You know, I thought it was interesting how violent the movie was. Actually, I mean, of course, it was like that fantasy violence that Disney usually does, but,
there's like
but
stabbings.
then it was like, but yeah, I was like, there's people being stabbed and shot. There's genocide.
The native
and
dude that like flew off the tree, and I was like, okay,
yeah, like there was like genociding of the natives and stuff like that. I'm just like, oh, like this is going in on it, and I was like,
kids movie though.
Yeah, I know, but it's just like it was interesting. Like I was like, oh, I wasn't expecting it to go that far, and I'm just like, oh, okay.
Do you think this was a kids movie?
Okay, like I think they knew there was gonna be kids who wanted to watch it, so that's why they didn't have like blood and gore and everything. But I was more surprised at how it did take a mature tone when it came to what the Conquistadors did.
Yeah.
But I don't know. For the most part, I thought it's supposed to be enjoyable for
like everybody.
For everybody, yeah. I think it was like it could be a family movie. It could be like your girlfriend's really into Disney. You take her to watch it.
Yeah, because when I saw it, there was like nothing but old people.
Yeah,
like, there was no kids.
There was a few old couples, and when I went to go see it, there was like a few or they took their grandchild or something, and it was just more. It was kind of an older audience who took their kids as an excuse.
I don't know why that bothered me, but
I don't know. I mean, because the thing is with a lot of these kid movies, like I remember growing up, like watching the Madagascar movies, like there was a whole bunch of like college kids watching those movies, like because these kids movies are for kids, yes, but they're geared towards also like an adult audience.
Probably because like the inside.
Because because like again, like when they made the stick joke, right? And so it's like, okay, yeah, if you're a kid that goes over your head, you're like, what is he talking about? And then so I thought like, okay, yes, of course it's kind of weird to be on the other side of things. It's like, oh, okay, I get the joke. And sometimes it's just like, all right, whatever.
Well, that's why SpongeBob's even greater now.
Yeah, right? Yeah. But I don't know, like it's fine. I wouldn't tell people like, oh, they have to watch this movie. They have to watch it. It seems like the reason why they had like The Rock live is that any case it just becomes really successful. Sequel. They can make a franchise out of it. Yep. Because remember, they kind of killed Pirates of the Caribbean because of what happened. So
stupid Disney.
So yeah, they got rid of Johnny Depp, but that's a whole different kind of worms that I don't really want to get into. But so it's like I think they're trying to look for another adventure-like movie
to replace Pirates,
that Pirate of the Caribbean, which I don't know, like because I grew up watching Pirates of the Caribbean, and so I liked it, but I kind of would be like, let's put it to rest. I
don't think they.
I don't think they should keep like pumping out the movies.
I mean, at most, change the Jungle Cruise ride. Like, in my opinion, like just that should be the sequel. Like, just add all that stuff onto the ride. Yeah, I don't think there should be a part 2, because like how it ended is like they lived happily ever after, basically, right?
Yeah, but then they can still go on more adventures.
Yeah, but it's like, if they're trying to loosely base it on the ride? It's
El Dorado.
There's like not that much. That's not on the ride, though.
I know. Well, I'm saying, but they can go and like find El Dorado and then tie that in with their other movie. Remember they had like the Road to El Dorado? Yeah. Like that's what I'm assuming that they're gonna set up for is like those other like adventure movies as like those animated ones. They might just kind of like tie them into that.
Oh, okay.
That's what I'm assuming. Like the Road to El Dorado, like they had because it's kind of a similar thing. I think
about that.
I think like they might use them as kind of like the central like. Kind of like Iron Man when they like. No, I'm just kidding. Like Iron Man set everything up in the MCU. They're gonna.
That's why Iron Man's the greatest Marvel movie.
Yeah.
I don't want them to do a sequel. I think the movie should just stay, and then The Rock should move on.
Yeah.
But he could do a Black Adam too. That's for sure.
Yeah, I mean, I don't really. It's not to me, I don't feel like you have to watch it. If you're like a super big Disney fan, sure, go ahead and watch it. But I think for the most part, people who want to see the movie are going to go see it.
Yeah. Like
I think it's like, if you need to be convinced to go watch it, then don't watch it.
Yeah.
That's like it's like you're going to sit there and just be like, oh, okay, yeah, it was okay movie. Like it's like, oh, okay, yeah.
So in the end, you gave it a 7. So like a B-.
Like 6.5, 7. I'd give it
6.5, 7.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like it's doesn't do anything new, but it's Disney. It does everything at that same Disney bench line that you expect to see.
Okay.
Nothing special, but nothing particularly bad. The only characters that I did kind of find the main character to be a little annoying, just because it was so much like
so
me.
It's and confidence, Ricky. That's what confidence looks like.
It's a little bit of arrogance, like just like.
No, not confidence. All right.
I mean, you're a confident person, but I feel like that. It's just like I don't like, because there's people like that in real life that I've dealt with, like where it's just like me. I want to do this. Let's go here. Let's do that. And it's just like it just triggers that monkey side of my brain that's like no. You know, and in Planet of the Apes, no.
Man, that part gave me chills.
Yeah, so it's like that's what it triggers. So I'm like, I was just kind of like it's. I mean, she played the part well, but like I think also too, like the characters mature throughout the movie.
Yeah.
So I think like that was fine that she was so like hyper focused, and then now like at the end it was like
it was loose. The brother's more reliable.
Yeah, the brother became reliable and courageous, and he came to his own.
Oh my gosh, do you remember the scene in the very end where he's like, "Oh yeah, a professor or somebody became a professor, and it's a girl." And then like all the guys in the corridor like
no, you're talking about the tribe.
Yeah,
like,
at the very, very end.
Yeah, at the end where he's giving the speech, right? Yeah. And he's like, oh yeah, there's like undead conquistadors, and we did all this and that, and then they're all saying like, oh, okay, yeah, and then there's a tribe led by a woman.
Oh
and
yeah, that's
like,
right. They're like, no.
Yeah, I thought that was funny. I thought it was witty, the comedy. Yeah, like
I don't know. I love that part.
Yeah, like I thought it was like, it's not bad or a poorly written movie. I think it does its job.
6.5, 7. All right, I give it like a 7.
But remember, for me, a 5 is okay.
That's true.
So yeah, so it gets like a low B, like a B-, B. Like it's okay.
All right, so if you give this a B, transition into Snake Eyes.
I give that.
Is this like a 2?
I give it like a C-. I have a lot of problems with the movie.
All right, so let's dive into.
Okay, but give your perspective first before
on Snake Eyes.
Yeah,
I'm scared because you said you really
did not.
Like
my
it.
dad didn't like the movie.
Oh really?
My dad did not like the movie. He walked out disappointed. And my dad grew up watching G.I. Joe, so I wasn't the only one. Because my dad usually watches the movies. He's always like, "Oh, it's a good movie. It's a good movie." Like even if it's bad, he didn't like it. So he didn't. I think he felt it was. He did feel like it was a little disrespectful to kind of like how he kind of remembered the cartoons. Like he says he doesn't remember how the cartoons exactly went, but he was like, because Snake Eyes is usually quiet, but he was kind of witty in this one, from what I remember. Because I didn't grow up watching the G.I. Joe stuff. Neither, I never was too into it. But my dad was, and then like I probably should have talked to him more to kind of get his opinion. But he was just kind of like meh. Like it didn't. Like he was kind of like. I was hoping it was a little bit more. He said he was hoping it was a little bit more.
I'm shocked.
Yeah, and that's why. Like, so then I was like, and then so hearing what he had to say, and then I already wasn't very happy with the movie, and then my brother didn't really like it.
Wow.
So
okay, I mean, it's not a good movie. It's not a really bad movie. It's like right in the middle. Like it's definitely like a movie you can skip. It did have a lot of problems, like especially like I told you yesterday, like the very beginning. Like the guys or Snake Eyes is just talking. The camera's like literally just like moving so much. I'm just like, why? Like, is he having a stroke or something? But it's like I don't know.
And also to me, like it felt very like generic because something that I don't like is how that every like like action guy movie starts off is that they're like in a fighting ring and they're getting their butt kicked and then they kick the guy's butt. It's like that happened for Mortal Kombat. Didn't they do that?
Mortal Kombat makes sense.
Mortal Kombat does make sense.
Snake Eyes is like, why?
But I just don't like how that I don't know what movie started that trend, but I really don't enjoy that. That's become the trend where it's just like every single like fighting guy movie is just like they're always in like some fighting ring, like underground fighting ring. Like it's cool. I like the concept, but it's like because they all start like that, it's just like do they all just like know each other now?
Yeah, well, I mean, it also has to make sense again, because like in most like kung fu movies, fighting movies, it will make sense. Like John Wick, like if John Wick did it might have made sense. Mortal Kombat, 100% makes sense. But like this movie is like.
But see, okay, well, but go through your thing. Go through your thing.
Oh yeah, since you're speaking of that, I mean. That like the fighting scenes I did not like, especially on that whole like arena scene. Like the camera guy was just like, yeah, he's just like,
it's like he was getting punched in the face too.
Yeah, and he was like, oh, my eyes are just like, I mean, maybe it's
like I couldn't follow the action, but I think it was because that was the most realistic action, and I think that they had to like make it look shaky, kind of like remember in what was it? I think it was Civil War where the camera was shaking with Black Widow all the time because like they had to get a different stunt double and it didn't look like her too much, so they had to like keep shaking.
Yeah, I forgot which Marvel movie my eyes could keep track of that, but this camera
like
guy,
that they kept shaking and like like every time the punch happened, it was just like they jiggled the camera. Like I don't mind a little bit like when they kind of move the camera for like movement and stuff. Like I don't mind it, but when it was just like over, like I literally was getting nauseous.
That's what I'm saying. Like I couldn't see.
I was like, I'm just gonna eat my hot dog because I'm not
with your eyes closed.
Yeah, dude. Like I don't even know.
I don't like motion blur. Maybe it's just because I can't see or something. I don't know, but like motion blur just messes me up.
Like even for video games, I take off motion blur.
Yeah, and I feel like, but apparently for movies, it's to like give that cinematic effect.
Yeah, I understand, but it was just a little. I think the action wise, it didn't do it for me.
Okay, see. This I don't know if this is gonna sound terrible, but like I remember how I told you yesterday, like this movie should have been like Japanese.
Oh, they should have like leaned into more of the Japanese samurai
like
stuff.
All spoke Japanese. They should have like I don't know hired people from like the We Go USA company or whatever they called, like Donnie Yen kind of people.
Okay.
Because I love like karate movies, kung fu movies, so that's why I was like I do kind of want to see this because the Snake Eyes ninjas. And it's like okay, what could go wrong?
Honestly, like if you look at the trailer, that's all the action scenes.
Okay,
and then the trailer's better than the movie.
Yeah,
if you watch the trailer a few times, then that's the movie. And
like because like what trailer's the car scene, right? I was like that looks pretty cool, but then when you see the movie, it's like this isn't. I don't know.
You see, for me, the problem is that the movie was being pulled into too many directions. Because like for me, it's like okay, so you wanted like this whole like origin story, right?
Yeah.
And it's like okay, but we also got to set up the main villain, which is well, again, spoilers, is going to be Tommy. So you got Storm Shadow. But it's and then so again, I felt like they almost wanted again another romantic subplot with like the girl.
Yeah.
And then they didn't want to commit to it 100%.
Yeah, which that didn't make any sense.
And then I didn't like I'm like okay, so does she like him? Does she not? And then it was just like I think like they wanted to head into that direction, but they're like okay, look, this movie's already 2 hours. Okay, the movie didn't need to be 2 hours. And then they're like, okay, well, okay, so we're doing this origin story, so we have to make sure that we have enough time to have him like find the dude and everything. So we're gonna connect that to the main story, and then it's just like, oh, but we got to remember Cobra Kai is the ultimate evil villain here, so then we got to make sure he's all connected. And then
Wait, did you say Cobra Kai?
Oh, Cobra Kai? Did I say that? Cobra Kai? Yes, Karate Kid movie combined. Oh yeah. What is it? Oh shit, I can't remember.
It's just Cobra.
Cobra? Did I say Cobra Kai? Really? Oh my gosh, we're connecting the movies. Cobra Kai. Sorry. No, because we're talking about karate. Because you said karate movies, and I thought Karate Kid, and then I think I made that connection. Cobra Kai.
Oh, I'm crying. Okay, sorry. Okay.
Anyways, but like you gotta. Well, my whole argument thrown out the window now. But yeah, I think it was just like they were trying to connect everything and like weave it all together, and I think it was just a bit of a mess.
Yeah, I mean, like the way they introduced Tommy. It's like apparently they already like each other, and it's like I kind of would have liked to know more about those two together, because it's just I'm like, oh hey, ha ha ha, fish boy, and then they're like, oh you saved me, now we're best friends. It's like, well, what happened? Like why? I don't know.
I think because he just, and then I feel like the main characters, Snake Eyes, his moral compass was kind of weird, and I feel like this has kind of been like a problem for most most of these characters. Movies, so that I think because it's like, oh, I'm not a killer, and then I don't want to work for terrorists, continues to work for the terrorists, and then goes and try to still kill the guy that killed his father.
I didn't sign up for this.
Yeah, I didn't sign up for this. I mean, yeah, he didn't kill him in the end, but it was just like, it's like I don't know. It just felt a little like hollow, whatever he was saying, where he's like, I'm a good person, You know, kind of like the whole movie. He lied, he cheated, he stole, he did the blood oath thing.
And then the clan still lets him in. And then the clan lets him in still. And
and then so when they kick out Tommy, right? He's all like, because he used the stone the one time, and yes, I know you're not supposed to use the stupid stone.
Yeah. Meanwhile, the guy who stole it, started this whole war.
Yeah, like Snake Eyes stole it, lied, cheated, wiped out your entire clan. Okay, there's like 5 of them left.
Yep.
Wiped out the entire clan, and then what? They're just like,
here's our armor.
You need to bring back Tommy.
Yeah, no.
Tommy, no, don't do this. Don't do it. No, we can fix this. Oh, I gave everything, and then it was like, yes, he did.
Yeah,
like
Tommy has a right to be mad.
They gave and then also too, Snake Eyes would have been dead if he didn't get saved by what's her name? The woman.
Yeah, the girl. I don't know her name though.
I can't believe I can't remember her name. Okay, well, anyways, the main girl, right? I think we all know with the little staff and everything. Yeah. She saved him, and that kind of gets me upset because it was like he's not a hero. Are they trying to go more the anti-hero route? But then it's like, well, they need him to be a hero. I feel like because of the whole like, oh, he's part of the GI Joes, but he's supposed to be like anti-hero at the same time. And I think it was just like a little bit like like I'm not sure if they wanted him to be like morally like neutral on stuff. I think where he's like he will do bad things to like if the means justify the end or whatever.
The only reason he's like that is because his dad died. But it's like now that's over. It's like is he gonna be a hero now?
Yeah, and then they're supposed to chase down Tommy, and then it's like he's pissed, and of course he's gonna join Cobra.
Cobra Kai.
Yeah, I almost said it again, but they should have named it so close, okay? But like I just didn't like it. Like to me personally, like I had a lot of problems with it because it's like they don't forgive Tommy, and like okay, he brought in Snake Eyes and everything, and I get it. That it's like, okay, he did the wrong thing, even though they told him that he shouldn't. And he was too trusting or whatever. He still was going to go kill Snake Eyes to, bring back honor to the clan or whatever. And then they were just like, they gave Snake Eyes so many passes that he didn't deserve.
Yeah.
And then again, when Tommy was like, you gave me the blood oath. You told me I can have your head if you lied to me. And then like he should have just died right there. But of course, like they can't kill Snake Eyes because like normally he would have just been like, and then he'd been like, okay, well, because Snake Eyes deserves clearly to die. He made the blood oath. He promised him. And then now he's like, we got to go bring back Tommy. Like, oh my gosh, dude. Like you guys were friends for 5 minutes, dude. You know what I mean?
Fish boy. I don't know.
I just don't get it. I didn't like it. I think it was too convoluted. I think the decisions the characters make don't make sense. And then also too, the blind master that he knows when you're telling the truth, right? He knows.
Yeah.
And then he's like, you don't think like when he was sitting there and being like, yes, I've let go of everything in my heart. Let's get this thing going. Are you sure?
He only said, oh, he's telling the truth at the very end.
Yeah, and I was like, dude,
it's too late.
And it's like, and that's what I don't get. Like. If they didn't know Snake Eyes was a good guy or a bad guy, and the master, he can tell if you're telling the truth, why didn't they sit Snake Eyes down and go, hey, we're going to ask you a few questions, okay, buddy? Are you a traitor, yes or no? Are you here for good reasons? Are you going to be actually loyal to the clan? Are you trying to get something out of Tommy? And then it's like, if they would have sat down with the master and then they would have cleared him and he would have been like, yes, he's telling the truth, or no, he's lying. That could have just ended the whole movie. The whole movie. And he just sat down to have a 2-minute conversation. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like the whole movie's irrelevant because the blind master who knows all like the truths when knows the truth when someone's speaking it or when they're lying. And then also too when they were training, you just think he never asked him a single question. Hey dude, why are you here?
Yeah.
Like why
are you so like vengeful for your dad, I don't know. Because he was right there, right? I'm assuming he saw
and then
the
we
vision.
had like the light thing and then you saw like his father. I know like he probably can't see like what happened and everything, but he could have been like, what did you see? Or I don't know, like it just I don't know.
He didn't ask.
It could have been like the blind master could have solved all this.
But instead they just threw him in the snake pit.
And then because like I know the whole and then the snake fit part, again being rescued. It's like, okay, well, he should have died. If they would have just let him die, then the whole movie would have ended there, and then they all would have been fine.
And then so why didn't the girl get kicked out? Because I don't think you're supposed to do that.
No, she went against what the tradition of the clan was, and then also too, because she keeps talking about, oh, these are my family, and then she threw it all away for Snake Eyes, just to
why did she all of a sudden fall in love with Snake Eyes?
You see, that's what I don't like. I don't like that. Like it's just like, dude,
it's not nitpicking. It's just like, huh?
It's like I don't even know if it's like falling in love or I don't know what it is, but it just didn't make sense. I was just like, okay, so you owe this clan everything, and then some dude that you don't trust in the first place, you decide to save him because he's tall and handsome. Like what? Like I don't get it. And then also too, their accents, bro. Like they dropped it halfway through. They were like,
especially Snake Eyes.
Like
he was like a little bit British in the beginning, and then it became like.
Yeah, I'm not sure if he's British or Australian or New Zealand or whatever. I don't.
Well,
he
has
an
accent because he's from Crazy Rich Asians.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know the actor personally. I just knew that he had an accent, and that half the time he was trying to like speak like in an American accent, and then it went to like I like his regular accent, and then it would be kind of like this weird like mixed mash of like he would say one word regular, and then like whoever was his like coach for like his accent coach or something should have been like, hey dude, like we need you to be able to speak a little bit better if you're gonna pretend you're from LA, or Washington as a kid, you know what I mean? Like it's, I don't know. It kind of was just weird. I mean, even with it, like I don't know, like because the fighting was okay to me. Like it was just like it was like, okay, it's like a cheesy action, you know what I mean? Kind of reminiscent of like those old like Japanese samurai movies, like when they're like,
okay, yeah, that case, yeah,
and doing all the poses and everything, and then so
I didn't like the combat.
Like I thought, like okay, like I felt like they were kind of going for that more, and then
Well, have you watched like foreign kung fu movies or
I've seen a
like
few,
Ip Man or
I've seen a few. I wouldn't be able to name it because like it's like my dad would watch them, and then so he would just be like, yeah, what's this? And like I don't know what's called, and then like we'd watch it. So it's like,
because I'm a big fan of those.
Remember yeah, you would go to like the VHS to rent them out, and like my dad would watch like the karate movies and stuff like that, like those foreign ones, and then like I wouldn't be able to name them. I just remember seeing like people flying around and being like, oh, it's cool. Like
yeah, because the combat for me, I don't know. It didn't seem traditionally Japanese, and like with the ninjas and everything, I don't know.
The only thing that I thought,
how do you learn how to use a sword so well?
Yeah, and that's another thing. Like, did he already know how to use a sword? And then like,
because he literally says like, "What's this?" It's like,
yeah.
Oh no,
I don't know. Like, and then also too, it's just like, I don't know. I feel like the training itself was kind of like, oh, the training will decide if you are actually worthy. And it's like, well, so much for being worthy. You like, well, I mean, no, he would have died though.
Yeah.
If he didn't get saved. So yes, the training, but it's just like, I don't know. It was just kind of weird. It was a little messy to me. I don't think they knew I think they were just like, hey,
let's just make him into a good guy.
Our patent on this G.I. Joe stuff is expiring, like our copyright or whatever it was. And they're like, we need to make a new movie or something.
Not even that, because I think this is supposed to be like the reboot for all the new G.I. Joe movies. So it's like, if this is the first movie of like this whole reboot phase.
Yeah, but remember the other G.I. Joe movies when they tried rebooting them weren't that great.
I mean, were they better than this one?
It
was Channing Tatum.
Yeah, but like, cause I just looked on the reviews, and then I guess they're bad. They're bad as well. They have like 30%, like 38% as well.
Also, like this movie too.
Yeah, so it's like they weren't that great. Like,
so G.I. Joe, just drop it. Nobody buys your toys anymore.
Like I think they're cool, like, but it's just like I don't really see it like being a franchise.
I think I would rather have maybe like Snake Eyes already be Snake Eyes.
Yeah.
And then just do some kind of mission or something, and that way they can name drop more G.I. Joes or like Cobras.
Yeah, because like I'm not a huge like G.I. Joe fan, so it's like I don't really like have that connection to the characters. Yeah. But my dad, like, who did grow up on it, was
that's what I'm saying. I'm surprised.
He was a little like I wish it was a little bit better. There was a little bit more to it. I think. So like he was not the happiest camper after like watching it, seeing it kind of be like. Did
you ever buy the toys for G.I. Joe? I'm just sorry.
I'm pretty sure I had one or two. Yeah, like
I've never been a fan of G.I. Joe.
Like I always thought like my dad picked up one or two like when I was a kid because he liked them as a kid. So I was like, I never
American toy.
Yeah, I mean that's cool. Like because they are like the cool like American soldier or whatever. And I don't know. It's just like it's like
So like when they're introducing the characters, did you know who they were? Because I didn't. Like the G.I. Joe girl. I don't know who that was. The Baroness.
I know. Like I've heard of them before. I recognize like okay, because it's easier to tell like who's kind of like a main character by the way that they design the characters. Right. Like because if they make him like generic looking villain, it's like oh okay he's not important. But if they kind of give him like a little bit of an interesting hairstyle or something, then it's like oh you look more like a cartoon character. Yeah. You're probably important. But yeah I don't know. It's just.
Oh, yeah, and then the Baroness and the G.I. Joe were like, oh, temporary alliance? And they're like, okay. Ugh, I don't know. Now that we're talking about it more, it wasn't that good. It was okay, but it wasn't good.
I give it a C-.
I would give it a C-.
Yeah, I think overall. I mean, like, not to just, like, take a fat dump on it, but, like, it's...
it was a fat dump, so...
I was, I don't know. My dad, just going off of what he said that he didn't like it. And then just kind of like...
I did read a few reviews, and they're saying that the origin story for this character was pretty spot on, and so a lot of people do like the movie just because of how correct the origin story is. I don't know the origin story, but yeah, it's like, was this actually the origin story? Well,
because my dad wasn't complaining like about the accuracy. I think he was complaining more about like
just how it was done,
like just how it was done in the comic.
Okay,
not that like how do I word it? Like the kind of like they had a kind of like a weird level of comedy to it sometimes. Like I felt like they wanted to kind of how do I word it? Like they wanted to kind of do like those Marvel kind of like one-liner quips. I feel like they wanted to try to do something like that, but they couldn't really like I
probably skipped over it because it wasn't funny. So
yeah,
I don't know.
They're like, oh, can we leave yet or whatever? Like they were like, oh yeah, you know, like that now stuff. Can we leave? Yeah, like those kind of like,
okay,
like those kind of like weird little like one-liners. Like I don't know if they wanted like to commit to it or not. Like I don't know. I think it would have been better overall if the movie would have just been like, here's a cool like ninja samurai movie, and we're gonna have cool action fighting, and then we didn't get, and then we're gonna set up the villain, and then this is our franchise. And then because like they kind of like the G.I. Joes just kind of like came in. They're like, oh, let's go talk to her, and then they're like, and they're like,
she's like fighting in the bathroom. I was like, all right, Mission Impossible did this already. Like I don't know, and they did it better.
It was just like, oh, okay, cool. And then it's like, oh, you can be a Joe too. And then it's like,
your
okay.
dad was part of them. It's like, well, I wish I would have known.
And then I was like, this guy lied, cheat, and like stole his entire way through the movie. And they're like, here, we want you to protect the world governments because
reasons? Your dad was
like
part of it.
It was just like because I mean he's not a good dude. And I'm fine like with anti-heroes. I like anti-heroes, but I think it was just more like he did a bunch of bad things to make himself look like a good guy at the end.
Yeah. And I know just because he changed his mind, he's now a good guy. Like I don't.
Yeah, like oh no, I'm actually gonna be a good guy from now on. Like no, like if that was like yeah, like if that was a real. I don't know. I think regardless of how like accurate it is, I think as a movie, I think it just didn't flow too well.
Definitely, maybe I don't know. I can't think of ways to make it better. It wasn't good. I didn't like the action, and it's like that's why I wanted to see it. Kung Fu, sign me up, and it just. Totally tanked.
I'm hoping that like the what's the one that Marvel's doing, the 10 Rings.
Oh, Shang-Chi?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Actually, I do. You're probably not gonna see it, but there's a movie coming out with Donnie Yen called Raging Fire, and that's a kung fu movie. And I'm gonna be all over that.
I haven't heard about it, so I don't know. Maybe we'll do an episode on that if you want to.
I would love to.
But yeah, I don't know. It's just kind of like whatever.
So overall, Jungle Cruise for you was okay.
Yeah.
Snake Eyes was terrible.
Overall,
you wasted your money.
No, because we got to talk about it, I guess. Yeah. So it's not a waste of money. You can't see it as a waste of money.
I find it very interesting that movies aren't really captivating our attention lately.
I don't know. Maybe we're just becoming more cynical. I think that's all it is. It's just our slow descent into madness with like the weird corporate like. Content.
That's what you're saying, right?
Of I don't know how Blizzard. It's Blizzard's fault. I don't care who says it. It's Blizzard's fault for whatever reason. That's all I gotta say. It's Blizzard's fault. That's I don't really know. It's Activision's fault.
Yeah, Activision Blizzard.
Yeah.
Stupid. So what movies are coming out? So Suicide Squad.
Yeah, we're gonna
kind of touching this a little bit. It's coming out this Friday, and we are gonna do an episode on that.
Yeah, so that will be for next week.
Are you excited for this movie?
I am cautiously optimistic.
I fell into the trap. I've been reading reviews, and they're saying this movie is the best DC movie ever.
I mean, that's like comparing like how bad like the rest of the DC movies are. Just like they're okay. Like besides the last Justice League movie, all the other ones have been kind of like okay. That have come out recently.
Huh? Oh, okay. Recently. Okay.
Yeah.
I was about this.
I mean, you can't compare like
Man of Steel,
Dark Knight, and like all the way back then, and then like Joker. Yes, it's a DC movie, but it's like it's not really DC. Connected to like, you know what I mean. So it's like the last few things like I like the last Justice League movie, but they really put a muzzle, you know, on what you could do, on what they could do for that movie.
Okay, so this is related. So they finally let Zack Snyder's movie come out, and so for Suicide Squad, Warner Brothers said, "Do whatever you want for this movie." So do you think this is kind of like a churn for Warner Brother movies in terms of DC?
No. You
don't think so?
No, I think.
You think it's just because it's James Gunn, who was allegedly a bad guy in
Yeah, I don't want to say the words because I'm not sure if that's gonna I drop us from like the YouTube stuff or whatever. So,
what does that say more about Warner Brothers for hiring?
I don't know, man. Like,
stay tuned to next week.
For me, it's like it's just like just get the movie out. Let me see it. I'll take a dump on it or not.
I have high hopes. There's a lot of movies coming out now that I have high hopes for.
What movies for you?
Shang-Chi, The Eternals, Suicide Squad.
Yeah.
What was the other one? Venom.
Oh, Venom. Spider-Man.
Spider-Man. They haven't. So people are thinking they're not going to release a trailer for Spider-Man.
You can't.
I think so. Just don't release it.
No, you can't release a trailer. Just don't.
Don't. Unless they're going to wait till Venom. Well, that'd be interesting.
No, I don't want any spoilers. Like if they're okay, if Venom, if Venom is going to be in, or Spider-Man's
there's pictures of the Daily Bugle already on Venom.
If there's gonna be any crossover, or if there's gonna be Tobey Maguire or like anybody related to like the old Spider-Man franchises being in this new one, don't say anything, because like in Civil War, I always say that if they never would have showed Spider-Man off in the trailer, that would have been so hype back in Civil War. You know, that would have been so cool. I think they should just not worry about it. Like, don't worry about it. I don't care about the trailer. No, like I you see the thing with Marvel, them making a trailer is not going to get more people to go watch the movie. I think the people who are going to go watch the movie are already going to watch the movie. Yeah, like they're big enough where they don't have to put out a trailer. Mm-hmm. Like people are going to go see it.
That's true.
Or if they put a trailer out, I think like they should just do like a very small like.
Here's his costume.
Yeah.
Here's the bad guy. See ya.
Like, well, yeah.
Maybe not even then that, but.
Like, yeah, because if the bad guy's like Venom or like Carnage tie-in or something, then like I don't want it like done. Like it has to be very like, I think they should just put out like Tom Holland should just be like, hey guys, go watch the Spider-Man movie, and then like you have Zendaya and like the other dude, I always forget his name, and then they're all like, woo, like his best friend, and they'll be like, yeah, cool, yeah, this movie's gonna be really awesome, we got cool things in store for you guys, so go watch it, there's surprises for you, boom, and then they should have just like
just that phrase, we got surprises.
Yeah.
Tobey Maguire confirmed. That's it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Or like they put like, or they, yeah, because like I don't even want them to be like Tobey Maguire comes out and be like, hey guys, or something, or I don't even want that. Like I don't even want to know that they're involved. Like because, or you know what? Maybe if they're not involved, I'm just gonna be like, that would be the ultimate troll. Could you imagine hiring Tobey Maguire to show up in the trailer? Or just like have one of his lines for the trailer, but he just doesn't show up in the movie. like it's a scene filmed with Tobey Maguire, and then he's just like it's like pizza time. He puts the table, like he's still working at like that pizza place or something. Like he works at a pizza place, and then he's like, I didn't order pizza. Yeah. And then it just stops there, and they never have the scene. They never mention anything. There's no crossover. It's just a big troll, and then we all cry, and then we burn down Marvel Studios. Is that it? Yep. Like that's essentially what would happen if you wouldn't. I think my problem with this new Spider-Man movie, I think it's been too hyped.
It's been too hyped?
I think so, because people are expecting like. People are doing so many theories and this and that, because look, what happened with WandaVision? We were so hyped. Oh, it's going to do the multiverse and it's going to tie in with that. And then that's going to go for Doctor Strange. Doctor Strange is going to show up last episode. He's going to come in. And then it's like, okay. And then what did we get?
Psych.
We got WandaVision, which is some deranged woman problems. Kidnapped a bunch of innocent people, and then they high-fived her.
That's a rough synopsis of the show.
She decided to release the poor innocent people, and then they were like, people will never know the sacrifices you made here today. Like, boy, you kidnapped them and tortured them, dude. Like, it's like, you know what I'm saying?
All right, I guess
that,
you're
like
right.
She held people hostage.
Yeah.
Like.
Oh my goodness.
Should have signed those accords, I guess, man.
Oh my goodness.
Iron Man was right, I guess.
Okay. All right. I think we're gonna wrap it up. That was beautiful. Ricky hates Marvel now too.
No, I'm just scared. I'm scared, man. I'm scared to see what
if they just don't have the movie? What if they say, you know what?
They cancel Spider-Man?
Yeah. That's what I'm scared of. They're gonna push it back to next year.
You're scared they're gonna push it back?
Because Doctor Strange is next year, so it'd be like, let's actually have it after Doctor Strange.
No, because I think they wanted to ride on the Venom hype. So unless Venom gets pushed back, then they'll probably push back Spider-Man.
Oh, I don't want Venom to be pushed back. Have you seen the new trailer?
Again, I've been just avoiding the trailers.
Ooh, Carnage is looking sexy.
But yeah, so we're gonna be reviewing Suicide Squad. Sorry, and then Cobra Kai, Suicide Squad, Carnage, Venom, Spider-Man, Tobey Maguire universe all combined in together, and then it'll be the Snyderverse.
There we go.
But yeah, so check out our stream. We'll probably be doing that. Well, what do you think?
Fairly often.
Yeah, so just check in. I'm not sure if
the time's gonna be a little random because we're trying to
we're trying to figure out like a good schedule. Sometimes we'll like be playing kind of more at night, like 6 o'clock at night,
7-ish, or at least
time,
2
Pacific
hours max,
time, because we got people around the world listening.
Yeah.
So so it just kind of depends. We kind of go on there. We have fun. We're
kind of hooked on Knockout City right now.
Yeah, we got hooked on that yesterday, so we'll probably be playing that for most of the time. We also want to try to play some Civ, and then Humankind's coming out in a few weeks.
2 weeks. Yeah, 2 weeks.
2 weeks. So we'll probably be making videos and streaming that a lot. We're hoping to really get into that.
Yep. On our YouTube at Past Pop Culture as well.
And so just I don't know, anything else?
No.
I think we're all good.
Yeah.
All right. Well, if you've been listening this far, thank you. If you really like our content and you're on YouTube, leave a like. Comment if you disagree with us or if you agree. And then, we'll be seeing you guys around. Hope you guys tune into next episode. We're excited for that.
Oh, yeah.
We're excited for Suicide Squad. So, all right. Appreciate you for listening.